All right, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. I'm Barbara Coffey, Director of Economic Initiatives for the City of Tucson. This is our August edition of our monthly webinar series for small business, Connecting for Success. Right here, as we go back to school, it's appropriate timing that we talk to the team at Pima JTED, Career and Technical Education District. You'll hear about some amazing ways you can connect with our JTED youth as you look at your own hiring needs in your businesses. We'll take your questions as we go, so feel free to enter your questions in the chat box, and we'll get to as many of those as possible in our time together. You can also enter questions in the Q&A function on Zoom. We'll keep all participants muted since we do have a large number of attendees, but we will record the session and make it available for everyone tomorrow. You can find links to all previous webinars, and this one will be there at connecttucson.com tomorrow afternoon. So let's get started. First, I'll introduce Kathy Prather, Superintendent and CEO of Pima JTED since 2018. Prior, she served as Director of Career and Technical Education for Sunnyside Unified and Tucson Unified School Districts. Kathy's 32-year career in secondary and post-secondary education has led her to multiple locations across Arizona. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, a Master of Arts in Vocational Technical Education, and has multiple certifications from the Arizona Department of Education, including Superintendent, Principal, and Career and Technical Education Teacher. In 2011, Kathy was recognized by the Association for Career and Technical Education of Arizona as Administrator of the Year and was awarded their 2016 Lifetime Achievement Award. You're not old enough for that yet, but she served on the board of the National Council of Local Administrators from 2008, 2015, and on the executive board of the Arizona Council of Occupational and Vocational Administrators from 2006 to 2014. Kathy was instrumental in the creation of what is now the Pima County Joint Technical Education District. Next, I'll introduce Bob Schlanger. Bob grew up in New York, Long Island area. He attended the University of Arizona briefly and went into the automotive business in 1974, forming a company that evolved into the current day British car service, specializing in the restoration of English sports cars. He's a member of the Automotive Service Association, a trade group of independent auto shop owners, serving as both local and state chairman. He has served on the auto advisory for Pima Community College and many of the high school programs. In 2005, he joined with a group of business people and educators to help establish JTED and was its first chairman of the Business and Industry Committee. After 2 years, he ran for and was elected to the Pima JTED Governing Board, where he currently serves as chair. Also, with Bob and Kathy today, we welcome Jim Luckow. Jim is a work-based learning specialist for JTED who's lived in Tucson for over 60 years. He's a graduate of Saguaro High School and has an industrial arts degree from NAU and a master's degree from George Washington University. Jim has taught for more than 40 years in public schools. He's also been a general contractor since 1989, building and remodeling custom homes in the area. He was the training and development specialist at Granite Construction and developed 3 Department of Labor accredited in-house apprenticeship programs. So with that, I would like to introduce and welcome all of you for joining us today. I think this is going to be a fantastic conversation, so welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm going to tee up your video because I think this is going to be a great way to get us started. So with that, I will share a screen and absolutely going to bring this up. All right, let's do it this way. And I will make sure that we have sound. All right, we've got that going and I'll go to full screen.
Hi, I'm Kathy Prather. Welcome to the JTED Innovative Learning Center at the Bridges. This is a historic project with collaboration from many different community members, including Councilman Richard Fimbres, the BFL and Bourne companies. We also have Rotary Club of Tucson, as well as PATA Private Philanthropy helping us out. Let's go in and take a look and tour with Principal Mario Castro. Hi, Mario.
Oh, hi, Ms. Prather. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to see you.
Good seeing you.
Everyone, Principal Mario Castro.
Hello.
Mario, tell us about what makes this campus so unique and special.
Well, ITHS and JTED Innovative Learning Center is very special because what we've decided to do is team up with TUSD to have a comprehensive high school with JTED Premier programs. That means that a student can come in the morning and they can take their math, science, and English and also take 3D animation and game design, engineering, medical assisting, or healthcare professions. It's a wonderfully based high school. And the special thing about this, Ms. Prather, is it's going to be a project-based learning type of situation, where a student in a math class will actually be taught math with the context of the program that they are taking. So, for example, if they're in the air transportation program and they're learning about drones, they are also going to be learning about velocity and air wind speed and all those other things in their science and their math classes. So we want to contextualize it as much as possible so that they don't feel that they're going to their math class and then they're going to their science class. They're in a all-around type of learning environment that never has any kind of, it's seamless.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. Well, let's not delay any longer. Mario, why don't you take everyone on a tour? Thank you so much.
Absolutely. How about I take you around where you can see all the wonderful things that are going on here at ITHS JTED Innovative Learning Center. All right, first stop on our tour is the cybersecurity room. Now, the Pima JTED cybersecurity program is built with the foundational piece, which means that students will learn all about computers and their hardware. Then students will venture into programming, and ultimately they will learn all about cybersecurity attacks and how to fend them off. And then ultimately the students will earn a CompTIA exam. All right, let's move on to culinary. Welcome to the Culinary Arts Industrial Kitchen. In this program, students will learn all the skills that they need to go into entry-level jobs in the restaurant field. They will also learn about nutrition and restaurant management. Just across the cybersecurity and culinary classroom is the event center. Here, students will use it to have lunch, take breaks, and collaborate with their peers. The Pima JTED Governing Board will also have meetings here, as well as gatherings for business and industry. Welcome to the Air Transportation FAA Makerspace. In this area, students will design and build an obstacle course where they can navigate and fly their drones. Ultimately, students will earn their drone pilot's license and move into careers in a multitude of industries. So now we're up on the second floor in the 3D animation and game design green room. This nationally renowned and award-winning program provides students the skills they need to create characters and virtual worlds in this lab. Once they're ready, they come into this room and they bring that imagination to life. We are now in one of the many high-tech TUSD core content classes. Here, students will be enrolled in math, science, English, and social studies. With the project-based model in mind, students will be learning that content, but with a direct relationship with the premier JTED programs that we offer on this campus. We are now in one of 3 healthcare labs here on campus. Pima JTED offers 4 distinct programs, including Healthcare Foundations, Comprehensive Healthcare Technician, Licensed Nursing Assisting, and Medical Assisting. This is the MA lab, the Medical Assisting lab, where students will learn about phlebotomy, EKG reading, and front-of-the-house operations. Once our students are certified and licensed, they can move into facilities like hospitals, doctor's offices, and medical clinics. So the last stop on our tour is our East End patio. Just like our event center and our unique hallway nooks, this patio offers the opportunity for students to share ideas and collaborate. This is such an important facet in our project-based learning model. With that being said, let's head back downstairs. So that's about it, everyone. We hope you enjoyed your tour of Innovation Tech High School and Pima JTED Innovative Learning Center.
Thank you so much, Mario, for the tour. If you'd like to learn more about Pima JTED, please visit our website at pimajted.org. Thank you.
That's awesome. And I was so fortunate to be able to tour with you, actually. So let me stop that video, make sure I don't end up showing you something else. Let's see if I can get to that. And then, yep, I figured that. There we go. All right, enough of that. So we had a fantastic video, and then I got to be in person not too long ago with you all, and it was just, again, amazing. And what you have continued to sort of build out there and to see some of it come to life is just fascinating. So I'm going to put your PowerPoint up and turn things over to you. So let's do that now. And I want to also make sure I have that clicked, and here we go. All right, Kathy, all you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. I'm really excited to have here with us today governing board member, Mr. Robert Schlanger, who has a British Car Service. And we also have Jim Luckow, who you met earlier. And I am told in just a little bit, in about 5 minutes or so, Levi will be joining us as well. And he's our instructor in the drone program, and we have a really cool video to show you about that program. But Levi's teaching until 3:16 p.m. So I'm told that when class is dismissed, he's going to be joining us. So thank you so much. It's an honor to talk to our business people in Tucson and to share a little bit with you about what we have going on at Pima JTED, especially about our newest campus, the JTED Innovative Learning Center at the Bridges. And so next slide, please. And so you can see from the outside, you saw this in the video, we have the culinary arts and the cybersecurity classroom. The cybersecurity class is really evolving into some really cool areas. They are putting in a program specific to Amazon Web Services, so which is cloud computing certification. So like all of our programs, we offer nationally recognized industry certification. So for cybersecurity, it's going to be Amazon Cloud Services. And then also they are getting involved with the Hacking for Good group. It's a cyber warfare where they learn to prevent hacking. And so some really cool stuff going on there too. So next slide. As you can see at the top left is the event center, which is now going to be sponsored by Raytheon. So it'll be called the Raytheon Event Center, cafeteria by day, event center other times. And it has, you can see the garage doors back there open up and close and to allow for indoor, outdoor events. And we have our collaborative spaces, and then we have the 3D animation room, which you saw earlier in the video. Next slide, please. So some important things about what we have going on at Pima JTED that you really need to know is we are really economic development 101. We contribute to the local economy because our students go out and they are productive members of society. And we estimate that 68 million have been earned since 2018 by our alumni in the community. And then we have a 98% graduation rate, which is about 20 points higher than the general population of students. So when students go into one of our career and technical education programs and they complete the program, 98% of those completers graduate from high school, and they actually go on to post-secondary and complete post-secondary degrees at a higher level as well. And we also estimate that between 2015 and 2020, we had our students, our completers, earn over 5,000 industry certifications and licenses. And as I said earlier, all of our programs offer some type of nationally recognized certification or license. 82% of our students are placed in college, career, or military after they graduate and leave our programs. Next slide, please. And so our whole purpose is to provide a skilled workforce for industry. But of course, when our students have these skills, they are able to earn higher incomes. And many of our students go right into the workforce after graduating from high school with these certifications and skills. But then most of them actually do go on to post-secondary for other types of additional training as well. So it just opens up doors for them. Next slide, please. So a couple of different things about our programs. You see fire science, we have culinary arts, cosmetology is a photo there in the lower left. And we also have a construction technology program, which is housed at the Star Center on Liberty Avenue within the Sunnyside School District. Next slide, please. And a good place to find out what programs we offer is our interactive program guide. So this is you can see a photo of it. It's available hard copy, but also more popular is the online version of this. And it can be found at www.pimajted.org. And this program guide actually tells you more information about the programs. It details the types of programs that we have and the locations that they're offered. So if you'd like to learn more about what we offer, this is a good place to start at our website and our program guide. And this is something that is available online. Biz Tucson, local magazine, highlighted Pima JTED as an insert in the spring 2021. And so the Biz Tucson website actually does archive all of their previous copies. So this insert was in the interior of the edition, spring 2021, that actually had a feature about downtown Tucson on the cover. So we invite you to visit that site, Biz Tucson, to learn more about Pima JTED through this insert. And we have a video to show you. One of our newest programs is our air transportation drone program. Students in this program earn a certification in FAA Part 107 drone operation. They also now have the opportunity to work on their ground school certification, their private pilot ground school. And then also they are learning about various software programs. And so this video shows our partnership with a local business, and it's Darling Geomatics, and you can hear from Mary Darling of Darling Geomatics. So thank you, Barbara, for playing this.
Oh, here we go.
Before I came here or did the drone program, I thought that flying drones is mostly a hobby. So it's very cool to be a part of something that's cutting edge technology in a sense.
Every year the cameras get better, the other sensors get better. Mary Darling, CEO of Darling Geomatics. We're a high-tech land surveying company, so we use every tool available to create measurable maps for our customers. It's been amazing, the sensors, the capabilities of the drone, ability to fly further, fly faster, and get extremely good data.
I believe that going through the aviation and air transportation drone program at Pima JTED helped me gain some knowledge in order to be successful in this internship.
JTED teaches all the basics for these students. So when they get to Darling Geomatics, they have so many skills that put them in a different arena than other employees that we start from scratch.
It's a cool feeling to know that I'm actually helping clients out by giving them a good final product that they can actually use to get better knowledge about where they're working. With this internship now, I've gotten a much better understanding of how useful drones can actually be in everyday, commercial life.
So it's been really fun working with JTED, getting a full curriculum so when people leave JTED, those students have the career skills to really get into the work world and start being productive immediately. And that is what a lot of employers are looking for right now.
Love it. right. Let's see if I can get us going.
All right,
Again.
and I'm not sure if Levi is on the panel yet. He should be here any moment, but I do want to tell you about the JTED Network. So this is really, I think, probably out of everything that I've told you about Pima JTED, this is one of the newest things we have going on that is really specifically designed to help connect Pima JTED to our alumni, but also to our local business and industry community. So the JTED Network, it's called Graduate, is the platform for the software. And it's like LinkedIn. So many of you have heard about LinkedIn, but this is our version of LinkedIn. And it'll allow us to connect to our alumni. And it'll, of course, have the business professional social aspect to it for events and things. It'll be a great place for us to recruit teachers, right? But we also want to invite our business and industry partners and to be able to post job openings or possibly internship opportunities for our students. So we are really excited about this, and we are just now launching this this school year. And so for the business and industry community out there that are watching this, we want to connect with you, and we want to connect you to our alumni. We know that workforce development, finding a skilled workforce is really challenging these days, and we want to help be that bridge to build that connection. So we're super excited about this piece. And we have a new position, and it's the Potoff Private Philanthropy Endowed Chair for Engagement and Recruitment. And Ashley Williams is unable to be here with us today. She's traveling, but she is our new person heading up this effort for the Pima JTED Network. So we're super excited about this. And we hope to have more information for all of Tucson soon about how to get connected with this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, shoot.
And
The
so
camera.
it sounds like we've got Levi is on with us, and we just want to connect with business and industry. We look to you to maybe provide internship opportunities. Maybe you want to be a guest teacher, which is the old word for that is substitute teacher, but you may want to check out what we're doing by being a paid substitute or guest teacher or guest lecturer to come in and visit in your particular program areas and help us out. And then please help us spread the word in the community about Pima JTED, about what we're doing, and then get involved with our Pima JTED network to network with our alumni. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Barbara, and it looks like we do have Levi here as well.
Awesome. Oh, thank you. And I'm glad it worked out. Let me do a quick introduction. But Kathy, I always learn something new. And again, you have so many innovative ways for us to engage. So I was excited to hear about the network piece as well. So joining us now, Levi Olive is a business owner and venture capitalist who saw his drone hobby as something that would lead innovation and technology into the future. After years of trying to get a drone program approved elsewhere, JTED at the Bridges announced their step into the world of unmanned aerial vehicles, and Levi saw his opportunity. He now runs the FAA transportation program with a focus on private pilot and Part 107 UAS drone pilot license certifications. Levi is an award-winning instructor and loves teaching the systems to the up-and-coming star pilots that JTED is proudly sending out into the community to fill the need for pilots in this new and emerging industry. So with that glowing intro, I'm going to turn it over or say hello, I should say, to Levi. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I know it's like school day for you and everything's back in business, so it's a busy time.
Yeah, it sure is. We just finished up, as a matter of fact. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Well, I was telling Kathy earlier as she gave some opening remarks and introduced everyone to the campus that, you know, I was able to visit a few weeks ago at an in-person tour there, and you were there and you showed off your setting for teaching, and even at that time the drone course was set up, and you had a big drone, what do you call it? Anyway, a big piece of equipment out on the courtyard there. So it was exciting just to see things in motion, and then to hear Mary Darling's story. I just am blown away with, how quickly you're able to get our students kind of up and running and into real world applications. So just share a minute about that. What's it been like standing up the program for you?
Oof, it's been a whirlwind. Honestly, it's been a beautiful whirlwind. We started off kind of small. We didn't quite know how far we wanted to take it. But at this point, we are now offering private pilot to the kids so they can become pilots. And they're commercial, they're Part 107 licensed, so they can fly aircraft, drones, and any type of UAS, unmanned aerial systems, for money commercially. And now, rules and laws have changed just in the last month. So we keep up to date with everything. And, we had to get all the kids licensed in the first week just to fly drones outside. So things are changing so fast in this industry. And it's, for me, it's a lot of fun, and I like to keep up with it and share it with the kids. And, they're loving it. They're absolutely loving it.
Awesome. Well, and I want to ask Bob, because he's got some historical knowledge too about the early beginnings of JTED and sort of how meaningful and important it was, for you to discover that in the automotive industry sector. Share a little bit about how things got started and how it was meaningful for you and your business.
Well, JTED got started because there was definitely a need for higher level career and technical education. There were programs in the high schools, often not particularly well supported, and there weren't people that were really expert in career and tech ed, and that's where JTED comes in. So when it was our turn to form one here in Pima County, we took the opportunity and did it. Once we did, we hired the best career and tech ed people we could find. And now we have a fabulous staff that really understands career and tech ed and what it takes to put a good program together and turn out, inspire kids, get them enthusiastic, and get them on a good career path. So as far as automotive specific, the programs are in the high schools. They're going along okay, and they're turning out some students that are going to work in the industry. A lot of them start at the dealerships and have a career ahead of them. So
awesome.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fantastic when we talk about developing our workforce and really giving some students some alternatives to in terms of pathways and maybe open their eyes to career opportunities. Jim, let me ask you, you might be one who can share a little bit about some of the graduates that you've seen come through JTED. What are some of some better success stories that you've seen? What would you share with us today? Oh, and unmute yourself. And then we can hear.
Yeah. Good reminder. Thank you. The first one that probably comes to my mind is just one that I had recently. I met with a former automotive instructor who had a former student who went through the automotive program and also through our HVAC program. And when I was employed at Granite Construction, I had an opportunity to meet with him, and we hired him at Granite Construction as in our shop. He's really interested in automotive. And when he was my instructor, or the instructor, when I was talking to him on this past Saturday, he said, you were right. They pay really well. And he's 2 years, he's a year and a half out of high school. And not that money is everything, but just to let you know what opportunities are out there. He's soon he finishes a CDL certificate in a short time here. He'll be making just a little over $65,000 a year. And then the company is going to pay his way to go through the apprentice program as a mechanic, and that's a 3-year program. After he finishes that, he'll be over 100,000 a year, and so he's really excited about that. A great kid came out of the JTED program. And a second one, if I can tell a second story, this guy had a different path in high school. He took our heavy equipment operators program and also our construction class. Girlfriend ended up getting pregnant. He also, again, knowing as an industry person and keeping in contact with JTED, I knew of him and the program. We hired him on, and he had an opportunity to go on one of our jobs that is in northern New Mexico. He purchased a travel trailer, lives there with his family, is doing very, very well. I mean, he's just doing very well. And so he took a unplanned situation, and now has taken, because of the skill sets he learned and the skills that gave him that competitive advantage, he's now on a career path that will really take him to wherever he wants to go. So those are probably the two most recent ones.
Well, it's awesome. And I'm excited, again, maybe Levi can tell us and tell our businesses, what are some easy ways to engage? I mean, how did you had the experience with Darling Geomatics and Mary, and she's fantastic. We see her in a lot of networking events for our business community. So she puts herself out there. What do you tell businesses that might be a little bit nervous about, how they might fit in? I mean, what's the best way to engage?
A lot of the businesses right now that are looking for employees to fly unmanned aerial vehicles or drones or whatever you'd like to call them, there's a real shortage right now. So to let them to ease their worries, that we are training these kids with the equipment that is not even available currently. I worked with DJI over the summer to release the new L1 and the Matrice 300. And we're the only company in the Southwest states to have this equipment until DJI can build more with their chips. So we're very, very lucky to have the top of the line equipment. And our kids are going to be leaving here with a great understanding of how to use it, how to run it, how to manage the new software that they just came out with. And a lot of people in Tucson in industry don't know how to use this stuff yet. Once they do, and the kids are out of school, they will be in a prime place to be, employed with all of these companies. So, I mean, I'm really excited for these kids.
So, the Mary's example was with surveying and the things that she does. I'm sure there's a lot of drone photography needs that, businesses are looking at. They may have marketing materials they want to produce. I mean, what can you give us some ideas of what businesses might want to do to, find if there's a niche or a partnership that could be created? And look, yes, look at Kathy's wonderful images that must be from your students.
It is. That's one of my students who took that picture, a couple of my students who took that picture. It's a gorgeous picture. It was a beautiful night that night. We just got really lucky with the way that the clouds were, and they just, they capitalized, didn't they? We do surveying as well. So the equipment that we got is the newest surveying equipment for geomatics. So if they want to go and work with Mary or a company like Mary's, they'll understand and know how to use the top of the line equipment. This is equipment that I talked to Mary about last year, and she doesn't even have this type of stuff. This stuff is brand new, and it's it's really the top of the line. I don't know how else to explain it. These kids, and another thing is that they're really good. Younger kids, they grew up with computers. I didn't grow up with computers. So when I had to learn how to use computers in elementary and stuff like that, these kids, they know how to use computers from when they were born. So this stuff is easy to them. So to get these type of kids into the business, if I owned a surveying company, I would want people like this working for me. So, I'm really excited for these kids to get jobs. As a matter of fact, I don't know if somebody said this yet, but we had a couple of my students working for people in industry. One of them worked for Mary with an internship over the summer. Did somebody already talk about this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I mean, he absolutely loved it. So getting kids into the industry is, my goal. And he actually was helping somebody fly a fixed wing drone. So like it's called a VTOL, so a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft that can go straight up and then turn and then fly forward. It's the future. It's amazing, right?
So Kathy, listening to what Levi's saying, it just speaks to the quality of the programming that you have at the campus and maybe all of your programs across all campuses. But, what would you say in terms of, where are the industry sectors that might still need, what do we still need to be doing in terms of addressing workforce needs? Are there some things that are missing in terms of programming for training young people into these new careers, new pathways, jobs of the future?
Well, I think one of the areas that we continue to hear of great demand are the trades and the industrial trades areas. And we do have those programs and we are ready to expand those, but we still see a hesitancy from some students who are not choosing those. They're maybe more on thinking they're more on the college track. And I guess a message out there is that these careers or these programs are not separate from going on to post-secondary, that these are great foundations for those planning to go on to college and further their education. And so we have heavy equipment, we have construction technology, we have excellent industrial technology programs, but we don't see enough young women in them. And we don't see enough students in general. I think that more students need to consider these types of careers and this type of training in high school, because they can only build upon it and go from there. And often many of our students go through the industrial technology area, like Jim was referring to, and then the industry will pay them for further training and education. And so it's a great way to get their foot in the door with a company and then have the company pay for them to get the additional education. So what we offer is a great option. We do see a need to also expand in the healthcare area. And we are being asked by State Board of Nursing to consider a fast track licensed practical nurse program for high school students to then fast track in. So there's a huge need in almost every one of the areas we offer. And so I think that just staying in tune with what industry is needing right now, they're all telling us we need more employees, we need more young people in every area. And we also are seeing more of a demand, I think, from our students into the newer type of programs too. So we continue to expand. And for example, at this campus that you're seeing, the bridges that we're highlighting today, it's just one of our three main central campuses that we offer. It's already full. It's been full since day one. We opened in August of 2020 with 400 students in our evening programs and 200 in the daytime. And now the daytime is up about 300 students, and the evening program still is at 400. We're capped and have a waiting list in several of the programs. So I think expanding into new and different, I think it's more about our current programs and keeping up with the technology and the changes that are occurring within those industries.
So you talked about sort of the male, female student enrollment. What about diversity in enrollment? What are you seeing in terms of overall diversity in the students that are coming to JTED?
So our population really does closely mirror the population of Tucson in general. So we do have a diverse population. The location of the Bridges campus at Park and I-10 was very strategic from several standpoints. One is near the I-10 and I-19 interchange, so it's convenient to many different areas of the Metro Tucson area. But then also, we did not have a large central campus location for Southwest Tucson. So it was strategic, and we wanted to make sure that our underserved communities had an option like this. And we feel that it would have probably filled no matter where we would have put it in the metro area, but we wanted to put it in Southwest Tucson because we felt it was underserved with a number of the programs that we offer.
So how about this for each of you now, Bob, Jim, and Levi, maybe in a couple of sentences, what would you tell a small business owner? What do they need to know about JTED in terms of the opportunity there is to partner or engage or hire from? What would be your words of wisdom? We'll start with Bob.
Well, what we're going to try to do here is put together basically a survey that we would engage with businesses with to try to figure out what their needs are, what they need for entry-level employees, how many employees they need, what area they're in, and just what students would need to learn to go to work for them. Once we do that, then we could invite businesses to participate in our business and industry committees. We have a committee for each area, as well as our big business and industry committee, which is all inclusive. And so that's a way to get your foot in the door and start getting a feel for what we're doing and what you can get out of it if you put something in it. Then businesses can engage in a variety of different ways, from guest lecturing, like Kathy mentioned, to donating equipment, to working with instructors, offering job shadowing, internship possibilities. Internship is really the best tool we have to get students out in industry, to get business people working with the students, and then closing the loop with the instructors so that the instructors can talk with the business people and see if the students are learning what really needs to be learned to be effective in the workplace. So lots of stuff to do.
I love that list. That's a great list of things. And feel free, Kathy, if you'd like to drop any kind of connections or information in the chat as well for people to latch onto. But I think the business survey is a great idea, and we're happy to even help distribute to our email list as well. So be sure to share your survey with us, and we'll forward it on. Jim, what would you say
some of the same things that Bob said? I would say get involved as the industry and the business. Get involved. The old days, you could sit there and wait. Somebody would come to your business, knock on the door, and you'd hire them. Many students do not know what the career opportunities are, especially, as Kathy said, in the trades. Get involved, contact us, we'll help you. We'll contact you with a program. We have over 33 programs that lead right directly into careers out of high school or into a college path. You can become a guest speaker, a developer, and I would work heavily on developing a relationship with the instructors like Levi and others, and with the students within the programs. And then, as probably the biggest thing Bob said, is also offer internships, because internships help promote the work that you do as business, as industry people. And it also helps educate our students what your jobs look like. And so ideally, especially when they're a junior, they could test drive that career. It helps us understand where our gaps are, what we need to instruct better in. And at the end of the day, it gives our students that competitive edge. So when they go out and they do want to work in the workforce, they have the skill sets that we work with.
Great. And that's exactly what we need. That helps. It helps all of us. It helps Tucson as a whole in terms of everything that we do in economic development. Workforce development is prime. It's key. It's paramount. What do you think, Levi? How do we get businesses to participate? How do we reach out and draw them in so they know what all the great things you're doing on campus there are?
I would say just get involved as a business partner, so that we can match your needs with our curriculum. I want to teach what you need. So I think that's really paramount right now. And it's a prime opportunity to get students right now who are well-rounded. My students, not only do they fly drones, they have private pilot's licenses. So they know everything about the national airspace. Where are you going to find that in a brand new employee? And, if you can get involved, let me know what, or all of the programs, what you need so that we can, focus towards that.
Mhm. I was thinking about the culinary program, and you saw some great images of that in the opening video, and how important that is to Tucson. We're a city of gastronomy. We're a city that is known for its fantastic tourism. And its programs and attractions for that purpose. I think we're in a place right now where people in those industries, though, are having a hard time finding people. So, Kathy, what would you say to those in the food and beverage or hospitality industry? What opportunities can JTED help them realize?
Well, I think it would be really important that they connect with Pima JTED and our advisory committees. And so I did put in the chat the email address for Ashley Williams, who's leading the work on the JTED Network. And she's also a good person to connect, to get connected to our advisory committees. So once a local business is connected to the advisory committees, they are then connected to all the teachers in the area. And that would include not just our central, we've talked a lot today about our central campus programs, but we have satellite programs all over the valley within our 14 member school districts. And so, for example, we have a culinary program at the Bridges and at Mountain View High School that we own and operate. But Saguaro High School in TUSD, Santa Rita High School in TUSD, CDO, Mini, Marana, they all have culinary programs. So getting involved with our advisory committees is a great way for local business and industry representatives to then connect to the teachers, and then connecting to the teachers can get them connected to the students. And then, of course, joining the Pima JTED Network to connect to our alumni. So I think it's all about connecting the dots to each other. And so the advisories, I think, are really key that Bob Schlanger mentioned, is for local business and industry to connect to the advisories, and then to help us determine what direction we take with our curriculum. Sometimes it's important that we know what software is needed or what the latest technologies are that are coming out in the industry. And we learn that from our business and industry partners. And so everything we offer is dynamic. Engineering used to be just more of a general engineering type program, but at this campus, at the Bridges campus, we're customizing it to the mining, the aerospace, and the optics industry, and working with those representatives to make sure that we have units so that students understand, we're here in Tucson, we have a lot of aerospace and a lot of optics going on, and of course, mining technology as well. So it's really about those connections and those relationships.
And I see some of our Optics Valley friends are on today, so I know they're hearing that, and I know they've helped inform a lot of what you're doing, so that's fantastic. It's truly exciting, and I can see the passion. Again, just watching Levi share about the work that he's doing. I'm sure there are other business people out there with that same passion for their industry. And I think, again, as you mentioned, teaching and helping in that way or just being an expert, a mentor, or drop-in, right, visitor to help our students with the industry programming they're working on. So I think that's another great way to engage. So you've hit on a lot of things. So what's the next big thing for JTED in terms of development? What would you say the big vision is? Where do you go from here, Kathy?
Well, down the road, we definitely want to up our game relative to our industrial technology and the trades. But probably coming up before that project is a proposed project at this same location in a lot next to this campus. And we are talking to some community groups and the University of Arizona, and And we are in the planning stages, proposal stages of a medical and health careers high school that would be in partnership with the University of Arizona and Pima Community College. And it would be similar to DeBakey High in Houston, but we would not just focus on those planning to go on to medical school, but also for the students who plan to go on to all of the other types of medical careers. So they could be careers that are more technical in nature, or they could be full on going into the medical area. So we are really getting close to being able to say we're launching this project. And it would be a medical and health careers high school that would cover the gamut of medical and health careers in one location, one building, and everything, the academics and the technical courses would be all about medical and health careers. So we're really excited about that. It'll be hopefully officially announced a few months down the road, but I think we're getting pretty close, and there's been a lot of community support. So if you are in the community and you'd like to learn more, feel free to contact me, Kay Prather at pimajted.org. And I'd be happy to answer questions, or if you'd like to engage with us in the planning of that, we'd love to hear from you too. So that's likely our next biggest project, because we have to expand at Bridges. We're already out of space at the new campus. And I just have to say, you know, as gorgeous as that facility is, the building is beautiful and the technology is wonderful. It comes down to the teachers and the amazing faculty and staff that we have. And so I thank Levi for being here. But as an example, our teachers are the ones that take things to the next level. Levi could just offer a basic drone class and they would get certified, but he's expanded it into the private pilot. When the students crash the drones, he's having them design and print using a 3D printer, the replacement parts. And so it's the creativity, it's the innovation of what happens. And to me, that's the real magic about what we do at Pima JTED. It's about the faculty and staff and what they're doing. We started another new program this year, Comprehensive Health Technician, and that was a result of our faculty and staff working with local healthcare institutions. And they said, we need students with certifications in EKG, medical records technology, and phlebotomy. So we created a new program that focuses on those three certification areas. So a student can go into that one program and get those three certs. And that was just a direct result of the creativity, innovation, and listening to what our local healthcare industry people were telling us that they needed. So to me, that's where the magic is. As gorgeous as the buildings are, it's really about the people in them.
People, yes. And it takes a village. You mentioned that. So not only for your upcoming projects, but just tell me the partners involved in the Bridges development were from the local development community.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother thing that's so innovative. So we are a public school district, and we could have gone out for a bond to be able to raise the money to build. But instead, we created a private and public partnership with the Bourne Company and BFL Construction. So those two entities, Don Bourne and Gary Brava, BFL, formed this new company and this organization, and we're actually doing a lease purchase for this instead of going out to bond, because we work with our 14 member districts and they're working to get bonds and overrides approved from year to year, and we didn't want to be in that mix. So we pay for our buildings as we go, and we do a lease purchase option. So we are making payments on this building, and as long as we fill it up, and we are responsible with our funding, then we can continue to make those payments. And that's why we're really excited to be able to launch a second building, because of the numbers that we have in enrollment. And so it is unusual, the private public partnership that we have for putting on a school. And then also this building gets used twice a day. During the day, it is a comprehensive high school through TUSD called Innovation Tech High, with JTED programs embedded in the program. And then in the evening, a whole nother group of students come in And so we're serving getting double the use actually, and serving two different cohorts of students. So that it is about the industry partnerships that made this possible.
Great, awesome. Well, to wrap things up, any final words or thoughts from anyone, any of our panelists today? Jim? Yeah.
I think Kathy summed it up well. Just get involved.
Awesome.
We appreciate the support from the community.
Yeah, I see that. It is about engagement. It's about being involved. It takes a community to come together to lift each other up. And so I just think it's a fabulous thing that you all are doing. Amazing work. And we're so grateful to have you in our community so we can talk about that as we talk to future companies, existing companies, those who are here, but those who aren't here yet. I think to know your story is for all of us to be more successful as we grow together. So just thanks for everything that you do. And I will, with that, again, if there aren't any other thoughts, I will give you my thanks for being with me today and then wrap us up. I want to remind everyone, though, to check out our new legacy business registration opportunity. So if you haven't seen that, and if you've been a Tucson business for more than 25 years, make sure to visit our website at connecttucson.com. You can fill out a short form, and this will help us connect with you and create programs to recognize you and support you in appreciation for your role in helping shape our city's unique identity. So that's our Legacy Business Program. We'll be back next month, Monday, September 20th at 3 p.m. Be sure to watch your inbox for the announcement and registration link, and we'll keep you connecting for success. Don't forget, you can also call our City of Tucson Economic Initiative Small Business Assistance Line at 520-837-4100. And visit our website at connecttucson.com for resources to sign up for email news and all those updates. So with that, thanks everyone, and have a great afternoon and happy back to school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.